Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and so we're on the eve of Texas Tech kicking off the 2022 season, the inaugural season under head coach Joey McGuire. There's a lot of excitement surrounding the program. I recapped fall camp, done several other videos, did a preview with Mighty Joe earlier this week on campus. Previewed the offense, previewed the defense. I promised you a preview of the special teams, so here it is. Obviously, it's not going to be as long as the offense and defense because there's not as many guys. There's not as many feature positions, I guess. I guess I could talk about the guys who are covering kicks and all that stuff, but I'm going to focus on the specialists and the return guys. So let's talk about the kickers first off, and that's been one of the biggest competitions. Trey Wolf, a returning veteran, he's had an up and down career. He has at Texas Tech, but he has a big leg. He's been the kickoff specialist for several years now. And Coach McGuire has already announced he's going to be the kickoff specialist again this year. But him and Gino Garcia, who transferred in from Houston Baptist, have had a really good competition. Both have 50-plus yard legs. It's just who's going to be the most accurate. Now, both he and special teams coach Kenny Perry have raved about both kickers, but I've seen them make a lot of kicks, but shank a couple of ones that you'd expect them to make. So I think whoever's the most consistent is going to, which makes sense, is going to be the primary kicker. But Coach McGuire said that it might be game to game, that they start with a guy, and he said he'll probably go ahead and start off with Trey Wolf to kick the first kick. He's a kickoff specialist and all that, but that Gino will get an opportunity and that they'll go game to game. If Coach Kenny Perry feels like one guy looks better in warm-ups and is ready to go, that's who they'll play. So that's going to be a developing story. That's going to be something we talk about during the season, especially if there's a controversial like missed kick or a big made kick or something. That's going to be a big topic this year. But in terms of punter, Austin Mcnamara is the man. He's one of the best punters in the Big 12 for sure, probably the country. You look at his statistics, he'll probably be in the NFL. He just came in as one of the best. I think he was a 3-star, like borderline 4-star guy as a punter. Which tells you, what kind of talent Austin Mcnamara is. So, I think you have him one more year this year, and he's going to go on to the NFL. But he is one of the best by any way you want to slice it. He's just a very good punter. Hopefully you don't have to use him too much, of course. Hopefully you don't have to punt a lot. But when you do, he can be a real weapon for you. So that's great. Return men, there's a couple of guys that I think veteran players I think could have really big years for you. One guy who's interesting to me is Miles Price. I think he's going to be your leading receiver. But he's listed as both kick returner and I think he's listed second as a punt returner. Adrian Fry returns as he took over punt return duties late last year. He didn't do anything wow that wowed fans, but he fielded the punt. There was stretches of games where, for whatever reason, it seemed like punt returners couldn't stop the ball, couldn't field the punt. So the ball would roll 20 extra yards, and it wasn't one of those side leg, rugby style or whatever. It was just, for whatever reason, they were misjudging it. It was just rolling on, costing valuable field position, which drove me crazy. But he did a much better job in that regard. So I like to see that. I think he could be a solid punt return, but I think Miles Price could be the wow guy. So that's somebody to watch. Muddy Waters, your safety, your star player who is going to play the safety outside linebacker hybrid for you. Veteran player. He's also listed as a possible kick returner. Xavier White is also in the mix as a kick returner. He might be one of your primary kick returners, actually. He's a very smooth player, very good runner, so I like that. I like all those options. I like what they're doing there. Going back to the kicking game, the primary holder listed as Austin Mcnamara. I believe he's done that before. I think he did that last year as well. But the backup is Baron Morton, and that's something to keep an eye on because I guarantee you there's going to be a time where he comes in as a holder and they run a fake field goal. That's just, it's going to happen. Maybe more than once. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. This coaching staff is creative. Of course, I can't give away some of the things, all the things that I saw in fall camp, but I only got a glimpse. I went to several practices this offseason, but of course they don't want to show, the media all their tricks. So I know I only got a glimpse of some of those, some of the chicanery, some of the trickery that the coaching staff will pull off. But some of the stuff I did see was very creative, and it's going to be interesting to see if, how, and then of course why they choose to try some of that stuff. I think it's going to be really entertaining. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to this season, of course, which kicks off 7 p.m. Central Time Saturday night. Texas Tech, I think they're 34.5-point favorites. Last time I checked the line with Vegas over Murray State. So, 5 touchdowns is a lot. We'll see if they can do that. If they can cover there, and ultimately, you want to be injury free, play well, and then get ready for the next game, which is Houston, and ultimately win. Of course, we don't need nobody covering or who's a fan of Texas Tech. Anybody surrounding the program wants anything like a Houston Baptist or even SFA. That was really close last year. Any kind of repeat of that. You want Tech to handle the business, blow out Murray State at home, and open the season on a high note. So whatever happens, we'll be there to cover it, and we'll I'll have a video report, and much more, podcasts, write-ups, all that stuff from Mighty Joe, photo galleries from Double T Farmer. We'll have all that for you on Inside the Red Raiders. But for now, thank you for watching, and until next time.